Hello, welcome to the first exciting edition of I do work live on camera because I can't trust myself to do it otherwise. In all seriousness, I thought it would be fun to turn the camera on and stream myself working on what I'm currently doing for a living, which is cutting together footage from this crazy comedy channel we call Planet Scum. So I am going to share my desktop with you. I'm going to be going through the steps that I take to pull footage from the prior week's show and cut together a weekly recap that we put out at the beginning of the subsequent week's show and put it out on YouTube, hopefully to entice some people to see what they missed last week and see if maybe one of the shows that they like to watch is kind of similar to another show that maybe they haven't watched yet, and encourage them to check it out. So, I guess why don't we just get right into it, and I'll share my desktop. Got our chill beats going, and you're just gonna see everything that I see. Messy or not, right? Somebody in the community recently said, gotta be okay with first drafts, right? Gotta be okay with sharing first drafts. I notoriously have had a very difficult time sharing my work, even in a finished state, because to me it's never finished, right? So, I mean, you're gonna see behind the scenes all the little bells and whistles here. I got Adobe Premiere open, and I spent pretty much most of last week putting together the new package for the recap, right? We had kind of a construction papery DIY flavored graphics package for the last recap that I think has been going since May of this year. I want to say it started just prior to... Thank Danny Farkle saying that's very George Lucas of me. Yes. The current graphics package is new, right? It's only just replaced the version 2 graphics package, which I believe I created prior to the 1-year anniversary of the first George Lucas talk show episode. So we replaced it last week with what I'll show you right here. Let's see, final, right? This is what it looks like now. How do I have such a condensed, like, the mid-size keyboard that doesn't have all the keys, so I gotta do a bunch of button combos to get this to, there we go. So I put that together, and then that just goes into whatever footage that we got for the week. I stressed out a lot over putting that together for what amounts to basically less than 10 seconds of footage, but you're gonna see it every week, so I figured I'd throw a lot of detail into it. I think I know how we're gonna update this week, and I'm gonna save that for last because I think that's gonna be the most time-consuming part. But the idea was to have something representative of each show kind of flash quickly on the screen. We got Kenise Mobley's Make Yourself Cry with the rotating tissue box iconography that we've got there, with footage of the Chris Gethard episode where Gethard tells a story that brings a little tear to her eye, right? That's like less than a second's worth of footage. We got George Lucas in the George Lucas talk show doing some overacting, and I really had to do some research to find the exact lightsaber that he opens the show with every week. That was the tricky part, because I was just like, it looks like one of those candies that you get where the blade of the lightsaber is like a lollipop or something like that, because it's real short. But then I saw that it had I saw O, I, and D printed on the handle, and I was like, well, what could that be? O, I, and D, droid? Droids? Star Wars droids, like from the 80s? So I was like, short lightsaber green droids, and what do you know? This was like one of the second ever lightsaber toys that they ever came out with. And it really is like, well, the blade is like, it's like that big. You see it every week. That's what he opens the show with. But it's a vintage Star Wars lightsaber toy. So we found that and we animated it. I think we're going to replace this with something from this past weekend's George Lucas talk show, because, man, some iconic moments in there. We got Riley as Mr. Rude, flushing the art toilet. We got our Googie morning mug, because, I mean, what better way to start your morning than with a nice beverage. We got Mary being sassy. We got the mouse keeping mouse doing its rotation. And, of course, there's Chris pulling the box out. That is probably the oldest clip that we have in here. That was taken from, I want to say, definitely the first box game, right? The first box game, he had that big box. This is probably the first time he ever brought it on screen. I should know this, but I made it in such a rush. And then this little animated box right here that's actually from Canva. That's from the opening that Bryson put together. And we just pulled the asset, rotated it, let it animate, cut some frames out of it. And then that's it. We got this progress bar added at the top. I think that was Bryson's idea. It's basically just a way for the talent backstage who's waiting for the show to start. It's a way to let them know how much time is left in the recap so that they've got time to get themselves ready for the show and stuff like that. I didn't want to have a counter. I had the time counter counting down in the corner in the last iteration of this, and that took up way too much space. So what we're actually doing is we're making it nice and sleek, right? We're paring it down, making it a little more minimal. We got a progress bar. And that can be controlled. That I made to the length of the music track, right? Jeff Rosenstock's Your Throat. So it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's probably the maximum time that a recap is going to go. I can shorten this by adjusting the speed and duration right within Premiere. So we're going to try doing that. That's the basic framework that we're working with. Let's minimize that down. This is our template that we're basically going to use every week. That's got the standby GIF going right into that. That's our progress bar. And then this is our outro, which is basically just Planet Scum over Starfield. We have a Planet Scum like word mark, but it's not transparent. It's attached to a background. So what we did was I found the typeface and I found the highest quality version of the logo, and I animated them independently with an After Effects. So you'll actually notice that the planet kind of scales up. I think the idea was to have the whole word mark scale up, but it's a little too subtle, and I don't know if that's too much motion to go with the starfield that's in the background. So maybe we'll work on updating that too. I spent so much time on the intro that the outro was kind of an afterthought. The idea was to have sort of constellations behind the Planet Scum words that were iconography from some of the shows. So we had little hand-drawn boxes for Planet Scum Live, we had little teardrops for Kanice, we had little hearts for Mary, we had lightning bolts for Riley, and weirdly detailed like Grogu and Watto, and something else for the actual George Lucas talk show. Oh, and Star Wars Bear, for some reason. It was way too busy and way too messy with all the things like flickering in the background, so we pared it down. So this is our template. You can actually see the project name is template_2021 recap v3. 2020 basically used the same recap format. 2021 we started with recap v2, and now we're up to recap v3. We had our bins here for footage that we bring in, which is basically either highlights cut from Twitch or the entire Twitch stream of episodes. I'm thinking maybe we cut that out into sub-clips and keep that in our clips folder, in case we, in the future, need to come back and do some sort of a retrospective like we did for Martin Urbano. We can keep those clips in there that are cut already and save us some time for the future. We have our GFX bin, which basically just has our recap opening. It's got the progress bar and it's got the outro. We've got our lower thirds in here. We shouldn't need to touch this too much, but this is basically just the animation for the lower thirds that come on to tell people what they're watching, in case they're not familiar with what the show is. I think it animates a little too fast. We have it like wipe on, and we have it wipe off too. The wipe off is definitely too fast, and I don't like how clean it is. So I think we might update that. I'm thinking some sort of maybe like drip. We get it to drip down off the bottom of the frame. Music wise, we've just got our feedback noise that opens up this part. We've got our Jeff Rosenstock music bed. We've got our glass breaking sound effect for the opening there, and I think we got our swoosh. We got a little swoosh that comes on during the animate on for the lower thirds, and then this is where we keep all our timelines. I basically have sub timelines, one for each show. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows. I say 6 because we're including Saturday Not Live, which is our rewatch program. We don't always highlight that in the recap. Depending on what the show was that week, it might have just been a one-off. The creator might not be comfortable with showing that, so we don't necessarily recap that every week. We did it for the last recap because it was an episode of CGP. It was one of our best CGPs, Annie Donnelly's Uncancelled webinar. I thought it'd be fun to highlight that and give some more attention to that, so we included it. We don't have an SNL from this past week because George Lucas Talk Show was last Saturday in that slot. We're kind of short a couple shows because we didn't have a Make Yourself Cry. So we might come in with, well, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Did we have a Mary Houlihan's painting party last week? Oh, I did. Yeah, we did, because I guess it would have been last night. Yeah. We got clips from that, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we can space the clips. We can space the clips out a little. We only got 4. I keep losing count. I have such bad short-term memory. Right, Googie Morning, Mary Houlihan. 4. So that gives us some time. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds roughly to work with timeline-wise. Let's measure that out. That's the earliest we can show a clip. That's the latest a clip can end. 2 minutes and 36 seconds, roughly. We're going to divide that up by 4. That's 120 plus 36. 156 seconds divided by 4. So that's roughly 39 seconds apiece. So we'll shoot for 40 seconds for each show, which is good. That gives us some room to work with. So that just like a mental note of how long each clip should be. So let's go one step at a time. This is our template file. We're going to save it as what we save our new project. So I've got an entire folder that's still just called CGP because I started it when we were still working on CGP. We got our 2021 recaps folder. We have a separate one for 2020 just so these didn't get overloaded, and we start numbering them by week, 1 week. So technically this is the 40th week of shows starting from the first Wednesday show of the month of January. I should really build out the rest of the project folder tree. This is docs, footage, projects, exports. And then if we feel like importing any other still images, any other graphics, any other sound effects, we'll create folders to hold that stuff. But I like to do this for every week's recap, because in the event that I need to share any of these project files with another editor, I can just go in, find the week that we worked on, copy, week 40, and it's got everything in it. All of the links should stay intact. We're not searching all over our computer for all the different project files. Everything is self-contained within here. I think the only exception is if it's something that I've got in my audio library that I use between all the other projects. I have to get better about, I have to get better about copying those music files and sound effects and stuff from that master folder into the project folder, so that that link doesn't break. The problem is the hard drive disk is getting a little full, so I'm trying not to do unnecessary copying. I've never had to share one of these project files with somebody before, so it's preparing in a way that it's possible in the future. We're going to go into our projects folder. This is where we're going to create our new project for that week, and we're just going to call it Recap 40. Let's get that those in and out markers off of there, and we're just going to start pulling footage in. So we got Planet Scum live. We're going to start here. I've already got the Planet Scum live lower third, and we've already got the sound effect for the animation on. We're going to go to our footage bin, and we're going to start pulling in footage. So you can see in my footage folder, I've only got 3 streams so far, and 2 of them are from the George Lucas Talk Show, because we've been having some Twitch trouble where Twitch is cutting out in the middle of streams. That cuts our archive in half because it has to restart. So I've got 2 Twitch stream archives of this Saturday's George Lucas Talk Show, and we've got the entire Planet Scum live stream archived because that doesn't stay up on Twitch. Normally what I do is let's import this into our footage, and we're just gonna drop the whole stream into the timeline, and I'll tell you why. We got this whole 2-hour stream up now. And this is one thing that I like DaVinci Resolve better for. DaVinci Resolve has a different workspace layout, and one of them is basically dropping it's basically the source window in Premiere, but it's an entire workspace in DaVinci Resolve. But it shows you the waveform, the audio waveform, along with the footage. And Premiere doesn't do that. And I like to edit to the audio waveform because then you can see where the downtime is. Premiere makes it really hard for you to do that, so I've got to bring the entire show into the main project timeline here so that we can literally just see the audio waveform, and I know where to put my edit points. So that's the thing I didn't like about leaving DaVinci Resolve behind. The way that we speed this up is while the show is going on, if I get a chance to watch the show while it's going on, what I can do is use the Twitch interface that streamers see, and I can use that to create clips. So this is the same show, and we'll make this full screen for you so you can see it. You can see all of the points at which audience members watching have created clips throughout the show, and that's usually a good indicator that that's a good clip to pull, especially if there are a lot of clips concentrated around a particular area. You can see that these 2 clips were created pretty close together. Dave McDougall, shout out to Dave McDougall, created this clip where Murph shows up for the first time in the broadcast, and then I created one around the same point, so we know that at least 2 minds were thinking alike at this point. So that's probably a good point to start. I created this one here. A lot of these I don't remember. And you also have the ability, I'll show you in the Stream Manager real quick. This is what I see while I'm watching backstage, right? We got our broadcast feed here. It lets me bypass all of the ads as opposed to watching it on planetscum.live or watching it on the Twitch main page. It knows that I'm one of the like channel creators, producers, whatever. I don't have to sit through the ads and miss the show. I've got these buttons down here. This first one just lets you clip, just like the regular clipping interface is. You can do like a 30-second to a 1-minute clip. I barely ever use that because I usually just go in afterwards and do it, and the audience does a good job of creating clips from the shows anyway, especially if it's really good moments. Excuse me. Add a stream marker. Basically just puts one of these little carrots in here. It tells you, my Twitch username so you know that I made it. And then you got add stream marker with description. That is the key, right? You go in and you look for the little clapboard. That's a clip that an audience member created. The little chevron lets you know that I created it. I really didn't label any of these. Wow, I was slacking. We'll probably see that later on, but it'll put the little chevron letting you know that I put it there, and it'll have a small description attached to it that lets you know that I'm the one that put it there. And then edit stream info just has to do with the going live notification. I don't really use that. I don't hide it either way, just in case somebody else wants to use it. So, the good part about doing this as opposed to recording it in a separate doc is that if I don't want to save the entire broadcast, I do for Planet Scum Live because that doesn't get archived anywhere else. I usually download the whole stream. But for other shows like Googie Morning, like Mary Houlihan's Painting Party, I'm not too concerned with saving the entire broadcast because the hosts themselves download it. I know Bryson keeps most all of the shows that we do for his own archive, but it saves just the highlights for me for future purposes. If I need to go back and pull clips from multiple shows, I don't have to scrub through the entire show. So what that looks like is basically I go in and I set in and out points to start and end a clip, and that moves this interface here. That's what these gold bars on the timeline signify. What I'll do here is, since I already have the entire stream downloaded, it wouldn't make sense to cut clips out of this in addition to the entire stream. I will go into the menu here and download the stream markers, which is what I created, and the top clips, which are all the clips that the audience created. That'll download as a CSV that you can open in any of your spreadsheet programs. I use Google Sheets so that I can share this with other people. But what that looks like is this is the master spreadsheet. This is what we use, or this is what I use to search for particular bits, particular guests, any particular moment in a Planet Scum show for future reference, right? If I need to find out when a certain guest appeared in an episode, I can just search through all of these spreadsheets to find out when it was and at what point in the show it was. So you can see down here, we've got a bunch. I have one saved for all of last year. I've got one for this year. This year's is a lot smaller because we had so many shows at one point. I think we had somewhere between 6 to 8 shows any given week. Because we Martin had a show, Robbie Hoffman, George Lucas Talk Show was in full swing, Judge Millie, we started doing Saturday Night Lives. There was so much stuff to clip. It was way too overwhelming. So I've been pretty bad about creating timestamps in this master document. So I'm not quite the archivist that I once was dubbed. So basically, I'm just trying to pick up where I left off. So this is the master sheet for George Lucas Talk Show. We needed this because I think Patrick wanted to find a 1-minute clip to share on social medias the day after the show went up, or the show was broadcast. So I made sure to take lots of clips, lots of timestamps down so he could clip that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this just so that the categories and the formatting here remains the same. I don't know about you, but I don't like looking at a big white, bright spreadsheet, so I colored the background dark. Man, I don't know if my voice is gonna keep up with all of this. I hope you're staying hydrated out there too. Okay. So we're gonna go back up here. You see, this is different than how I was doing it early on. Let's see. Yeah, okay. This is what the spreadsheet initially looked like. I would manually put in timestamps while I was watching the show. I'd put down the topic, which would just give me a quick description of whatever it was that happened, whether it was a quote, whether it was wow, my brain is just not keeping up with my mouth today. Whether it's a quote, whether it's a moment, etc. You'll see here in the tags column, I can find pull quotes pretty easily by searching for the word quote. I can filter this out too, right? Do I have the filters on? I don't. That would basically look like this, right? If you've never done a filter on a spreadsheet before, creates these little drop downs here. I can clear everything, and if I just want to look at all of the quotes that I've got, boom, shows me just the quotes. I'll turn that off. That'd work if it was like a George Lucas Talk Show sized spreadsheet with like 50 to 60 different moments on it. This is basically just a real short, quick Googie morning that was probably just around 2 hours. Wow. Going back, I can like visualize what some of these moments were. Shows whether I clipped them or not. I've kind of deprecated that. I think at some point in the future, I'll probably go back to this. But yeah, that's what it used to look like before I discovered that you could import the Twitch markers. So let's go back to GLTS. When you import, it basically looks like this, right? You're going to go import, upload, and we're going to go into week 40. This is what the docs folder was for. The docs folder lets me save all the clips and markers. I save it as such with the name of the show, the date of the show. We're going to get our clips that the audience cut from Planet Scum Live, and we're going to drag this into sheets. We're going to append it to this spreadsheet so that it doesn't overwrite our formatting. And there you go. All the timestamps at which things were cut. It gives everything an editor tag, which is weird. It will let you know the creator, so that if we ever need to credit somebody for finding a particular moment, it gives us their Twitch username. And then the content is, if they gave a description to the clip, it's got the description of what the audience member wrote. If not, it just gives you the title of the show. For some reason, it's broken up into 2 columns, I guess, if it reaches a certain character limit. Anyway, we're going to change all this later. But right now, those are the audience clips. We're going to get to the next cell afterwards. And we're going to import... we're going to import the clips that I created, which would be markers _ PSL September 22nd, 2021. And we're going to append it so that it doesn't erase what we already added. Boom. There you go. Yeah, I didn't give descriptions to any of these. So first things first, we're going to sort these in chronological order. Seemed like a slow first 45 minutes in the show. Geth probably doing all his introductory stuff, all his promos for future shows. And then the clips start at 43:04. I'll probably keep the creator. We'll probably move the tags over. We're gonna clear these out because they're just redundant. We already know what show this is from. We're gonna delete those columns. And we are going to probably clear the tags out too. I guess it's better to start doing this now. Also, we're gonna rename this to what this is instead of when did we say it was? The 22nd of last week? Yeah. So this will be 9/22/21 PSL Planet Scum Live. I'll try and keep those in like a reverse chronological order. Then I guess we'll go back and watch these, right? Normally what I would do is I would keep this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna bring this out and keep that over there. Probably shrink that off to the side. And start labeling these. So let's watch this clip. If it's a clip that I created, if it's got the little chevron, I usually go in a couple seconds before. Clips from the audience can be set to whatever endpoint that you want, as long as it's within the buffer that Twitch gives you. For stream markers, it's a little trickier because it doesn't record until you're done entering all the info. So this marker is actually set a couple seconds after what probably was the moment that I meant to put the marker on. That's just the way Twitch works. So we're gonna go a couple seconds before. I play it back at double speed just because there's just not enough hours in the day to watch the whole show again. So
I'll tell you privately. Yo, it makes sense for one of them. And you mentioned therapy. Item number 53 is something I use during therapy.
okay.
I don't think my clues were that bad, dude.
So that's Christy reacting to Murph is that's just hilarious. So we're gonna label that Christy reacts to the headshot. We all know what the headshot is, and that's just funny. So if we're ever looking for funny moments, we'll just search by the tag funny. Oh, you know what? We don't need to do it this way. We can do it in the editor. So let's do it that way, right? We don't need to see this. We need to see this. Are we gonna cut it into clips now? Probably not. Right, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put stream markers in. We're gonna put stream markers into the source video. I really gotta think about how I want to do this. There's also, it's September 29th. There's no Planet Scum Live at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, by the way. So there's no deadline here. Normally my deadline is 7 p.m. Eastern because that gives Forrest, our social media wizard, enough time to publish and promote this week's recap on social media. So, because he's got We Are Trash People preceding Planet Scum live. So usually between 7 and 8 Eastern is my deadline. Get the recap done. We still want to give Forrest the chance to promote it this week. However, it's currently 3 p.m. Eastern. There's only 4 shows. Like, I should really do this the right way, but oh my god, it's just so many steps to cut these clips out and make these all sub-clips. I guess it's worth doing this the right way, right? It'll only help me get better. I'm trying to be less lazy. Also, holy cow, it's hot in this room, right? I got my light set up over here. I got my background light set up. I got this heater of a desktop computer just spewing out hot air. And it's cool enough outside that we got the window open. What's the temperature look like right now? It is 65 degrees. But man, the sun is like coming right into this window. And it's also putting a gigantic glare on the screen. You know what we should also do? Courtesy of the one Aaron Dugan. We're gonna do this Pomodoro style, right? We're gonna do a new task today. We're gonna call it recap editing. And we're gonna get that done today. We're gonna make ourselves a little Pomodoro timer. And every 25 minutes, this is gonna task me with getting my butt up out of this chair to make sure that I don't bruise my tailbone again from editing for 18 hours straight. So let's first of all, let's get up. We'll start with a stretch, and then we'll continue editing. So why don't we go to our be right back screen? I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break, and we'll continue. Stay tuned. And we're back. That was a nice stretch. I'm gonna try and do that every 25 minutes or so. I think we're also gonna let our friends on the Discord know that we're here. So why don't we hop into the plugs thread, and I'll just write a quick message. We're going to take people behind the scenes at Scum HQ as we assemble the weekly recap. And we're going to get, let's see. Make sure I got the URL right, Twitch. Nope. Twitch.tv/ All right. Just gonna hold my nose and jump right in. We're also gonna keep the Discord off to the side so that we don't dox anybody. Don't want to do that. All right. Back to the project at hand, which is creating this dang recap. So, first things first, we're gonna go back to our desktop, and we're gonna start our Pomodoro timer. TikTok on the clock. Let's start cutting some of these clips together. All right, so 43 seconds, 43 minutes, 0 seconds, 0 frames. Nope, 43 seconds. I'm still getting the hang of this. 43 minutes, 0 seconds, 0 frames. Bam, there we go. We're gonna jump back a little bit, set our endpoint. Whoops. No, I guess we don't need to have the whole project on here. Let's try that again. 43, 2, 3, 4. Bam. Jump back 10 seconds in. Let's play it.
Item number 53 is something I use during therapy.
See, if it makes me smile every time I see it, that's a good clip.
I don't think my clues were that bad, Dave. If you know my item.
I didn't know you could do this kind of shot.
Do not cut away from this shot until I personally, I will call this one.
I think it honestly makes.
All right, that's about where we want it. We're gonna bring that into our timeline and call that a subclip. Christy reacts to the headshot. Also, I have a gigantic... Oh, hey, Jess. Tell McDougal thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll tell McDougal thank you for... If you see McDougal before I do, tell him thank you for clipping all these moments from the past Planet Scum Live. I have a 28-inch monitor, but it's a 4K monitor. Oh, humble brag. But I can't put it too close to my face, so everything's real tiny, especially this text box, so I really gotta strain my dang eyes to go see it. Boom. And we're not going to restrict the clip to the subclip boundaries so that in the future, if we need to put a little room on either side of the clip for whatever reason, whether it's like a crossfade or something like that, we can do that in the future. Now, this will be saved to here, and we're going to put that in our clips bin for now. I'll probably keep this here. Right? Doesn't make sense to delete it yet. Whatever. Alright, next up, I think Murph entering the picture, right? 57 minutes, 0 seconds, 0 frames. Set our endpoint. Let's play that back.
I do. Okay. So item number 44. This is the one that's really hard to describe. But you mentioned small. Item number 44 is a small item. However, on it is something.
We're gonna try not to watch these clips too much to not give away what was in the show last week, because you gotta be there. If you're not there, you're not gonna figure out what's in the dang box.
Chris reminded me you did say the word small at some point. My item has the opposite word of that word in the title.
Wow.
Wow.
Cute.
Let's put the endpoint there.
Cute.
And once you guys figure out 44 is gonna make
We're here. Oh, there.
Yeah.
I got gassed. Oh, yeah, put it up my side. Wait, no, hold on.
Why? Patrick, why do you want me to keep that in there? I don't even know what you said.
Since last year, Christy has become.
Now we gotta go back and watch it, and everybody's gonna see. I gotta go back.
All at some point. My item has the opposite word of that word in the title.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge.
Cute.
Man, I gotta put a... That's actually a good pull quote for future use. We might have to keep that. Damn, Patrick's right. Right, because you want somebody to say, "Wow, that's huge," in reaction to something in the future. So yeah, we'll put that in. We'll make that a subclip. We'll call that "Wow, huge / Murph appears." Yeah, wow, huh? Moving on. I put a marker at 58. I think that's redundant. That's probably after Murph showed up. We got one at 102.34. Courtesy of To The Dregs _. We'll start at 102 minutes, seconds. So we'll play that back and see what we got.
You knew me when I was probably still a little bit of a feral animal by the standards of son. I think we actually talk about it every week. And yeah, sounds true. The time that me and your brother almost beat the
One
shit
baby
out
R.
of yes, I did the story for you.
Thanks for following, Mike.
Wait, where'd Murph go?
Thanks, fixing his mic.
Alright, war stories.
Coming through.
Dang it, Mike, you... Oh, no, wait.
You.
I love.
Yeah. We're keeping that.
Is it coming through?
Alright, we're gonna keep that there. Damn. I gotta watch the beginning again. I missed that part. What was it? 102.34? We'll start at 102. We'll keep that in there. Polythene Pamster is now following. Thanks for the follow. I don't know if we're gonna do this every week, but I figure it's a way to motivate my ass to finish this recap on time. Even though there's no Planet Scum Live tonight, we'd like to do Forrest a solid and have this ready to promote on socials before we are trash people at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. So that's our deadline. We got time. We only got 4 shows we're cutting together this week, and this is only the first one, and it's only 3:30. We'll finish this, right? All right. Once we do this a couple times, we'll get the muscle memory down. Right. This is War Stories, Warts Stories. Haha. War Stories. Save that in our clips folder. And we'll make sure to put this in the spreadsheet doc. Label it as such. War Stories is a recurring bit, so we usually label those bits. Murph showing up is a guest, so we'll do that. We'll also delete this row. Whoops, we don't want to do it that way. We want to delete the row. 102.34. I clipped the exact same thing. We'll keep to the dregs there. Keep that row out there. All right, Alice clipped Murphception. That's gotta be good, right? This is the first Murphception. 103. There.
you upgraded.
This energy is all.
We'll start it a little bit before that. We'll give it some headway.
Fuck, alright.
I got my Gallagher too.
God, that was such a good moment.
This energy is all of a sudden getting weird.
Look at that!
Hold on, something amazing's happening. And I think we're probably giving this one too.
Wait, nobody clipped his reaction to his headshot. We gotta get that one first.
Oh my, that's just Inception.
Yeah, this is probably when I was in level 1. Yeah, because I was.
Alright. And then he goes back to talking about improv. So that's Murphception. Are we gonna call that 2? Is that level 2 or is that level 1? Not referring to improv. I'm asking, is that 2 levels of Murphception? Deep at that point? Do we call the first one where he's just looking at the headshot Murphception level 1? Yeah, we'll call this 2, because that's what Alice named it at, and what Alice says goes. So, that's going to be clipped. I need to make a shortcut for some clips here. Yeah, good question, right, trash people? Murphception level 2. We gotta go back and find one. That looks like it was it. I don't have such fine-tune. Oh wait, no, I can change my DPI on my mouse and get. Here we go. We'll set the endpoint there.
Last time you were here, but since last year you were here, Christy has become a little bit obsessed with that shot. That's
It's
not
a ridiculous shot. Let's be honest. It's pretty absurd. It's like what's that story where the guy looks into the painting? He looks at Dorian Gray, thanks, God. Yeah, that's like some sort of sick Dorian Gray scenario. Also, just full disclosure on the table, I ate way too much.
Oh, thanks for the host.
So much. I'm in place. Just
if there's one guy who you want to get really fucked up on edibles and then have a long chat with, you can clear myself, Patrick, or Christy. There's one guy you want to get super fucking sunk out of your head with him and have a chat. I just want the 2 newcomers.
Will shows up.
Hey, what's up, Bill? How are you, buddy? Oh man, it's so nice to see you. I know, it's very nice to see you.
Did we miss the Did we miss the headshot? I feel like we scrubbed right past it.
Big mics, come on.
Gallagher's mic jokes.
Yeah, we must have passed it. I'm not gonna get too crazy about setting all of these clips now because we have the whole stream. Yeah, we're already into the previous one. I'm not gonna worry too much. Let's scrub backwards about cutting all these clips now because we have the whole stream saved. Perfect. Oh, I could have just kept it going after the last clip. Alright, how are we gonna fix that? Murph appears. Oh, this is gonna be 3 clips now. Murph appears. So this would have to go onto the timeline. Yeah, 2 works, right? Level 2. Because level 1 would be the headshot showing up. Match the frame in the source monitor, and then we're going to extend it out till after the headshot shows up. Yeah, there we go. Headshot shows up there.
I don't know if your headshot was regularly featured on the show last time you were here.
Okay, that's good enough. How do I clip forward? There we go. Oh, don't forget to save your progress. Don't forget to save your progress. Don't forget to save your progress. I've lost... I won't say hours. I've lost, like, almost an hour... an hour of editing in the past. Okay, let's continue watching. Let's clear the in and out from there. And I think a quick way to set a new... I don't know if anybody watching has used Premiere. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I'm editing MP4s and not, like, ProRes proxies. But I find that if I scrub through a clip in the timeline more than double speed, it drops frames, but it permanently drops frames, and my timeline starts, the clip on my timeline becomes desynced. The audio and the video become desynced. So if I'm gonna scrub through something real fast, especially using like J, K, and L, the keys, then I have to do it in the source monitor. Otherwise I get an error that frames were dropped and it all became desynced. I don't know. It's not worth it to create ProRes proxies for everything. I just don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of storage. And I just don't have the space in my workflow to do it. So if anybody knows why I'm getting dropped frames, just leave a little comment. We're gonna go to the beginning of this reaction. Wait. We'll say 3:17. And we'll match frame that. So that's at 58 minutes in. We'll just append that, insert one above. That's 58. Oh, it's not formatted correctly. And format time. This is why you gotta get all those moments when they happen. Otherwise you get a duration. That's what we're looking for. 0:58:0. Yeah, there we go. This was me, and we'll call it Murphception level 1. Is that a bit? Is that a recurring bit? Is it just funny? I don't think it crosses episodes. It's funny. It's just funny. If it happens again on another episode, we'll call it a recurring bit, but it's not. Funny, we'll call that funny. That's been clipped. Pickle shows up, I'm guessing, at 108. So we'll set our endpoint there. Oh no, I'm not in the thing anymore. We gotta go here, 108. We gotta put enough zeros there too. 108, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just check Discord real quick. Oh good, McDougal got my message. Courtesy of Jess and Forrest. Alright, let's get some pickle in our lives. Set our endpoint. Make sure
I love that. I think the show cares about his friend. Like, one time, yeah, like once in high school, this guy said something bad about me, and my bad boyfriend in high school literally kicked the shit out of the guy. And my family was thrilled. They were like, great, like, he's defending you. They're like, good for Jed. I'm happy you did that. And I like that.
Eric Germ, how do we shoot in this game? I and O on the keyboard.
Yeah, too much. What's happening? Right now, I don't know. I just got a text randomly from Heather. She's like, come on. I was like, well, I'm too high to die. Let's get
There we go, level 3.
What is this? Too much.
I think this is going to be our. I think this is going to be our clip for the recap. I think there's enough of it that we can stretch it to 39, 40 seconds. It kind of just gets funnier every time, right? Oh, Alice even labeled them level with numbered levels. Okay, great. Christy reacting to the headshot, that's pretty funny. Can we get the chat up on the screen? Let's see if we can get the chat. Let's keep it above the display capture. Yeah. Okay, yes. Oh yeah, Eric made the Murph gifts. Thanks, Eric. That was just so great, yeah. Okay. We're wasting time. Our Pomodoro timer is about to go off in 6 minutes, so we got 6 minutes before we're going to collectively get up and stretch, drink some water, get the blood flowing, take 5 minutes, right? We're going to sit back down, and we're going to get back to it. Let's keep that playhead at the end. That seemed like our clip, right? Yeah, that's getting added. So we could streamline this. We could continue to clip the rest of the episode because, boy, we got a lot. We got a lot to go. This is not like GLTS levels of clipping, but it's still like quite a few. Like more than 25 clips from a show, I would say, is a lot. It wasn't. This is like a medium length show, I think, by Planet Scum standards, right? A short show up to an hour, right? Robbie Hoffman Consulting Group, tight hour. Make Yourself Cry, tight hour. Those are shorter shows. You got your medium length shows, I'd say like 90 minutes to 2 hours. Your Planet Scum Lives, your Googie Mornings. Yeah. And then you've got your George Lucas talk shows. So on a medium length show like this, I want to say I probably don't want to spend too much time clipping everything out just yet. Let's get what we need, and then I don't want to waste your time either. I'm sure everybody here has already seen this content, so it's like watching it again. Make subclip. This is Pickle plus Murphception level 3. 3? Are we at 3? No, 1, 2, 3. Yes, we're at 3. Bring that into clips. Come on, you can do it. Perception level 3. Save progress. Alright. Maybe in Giftception 3. Good. That is funny. And I'm pretty sure that's what I put here too. Okay. So a lot of these are just duplicates. Me and McDougal and I were on the same wavelength that night. Yeah, and Step on Me Heron went over 240 when Paul was on. This is Polythene Pamster. Paul F. Tompkins? Are you talking about GLTS? Eric Drum says he was ready to go for 4 Murphs, but the last GIF was never played. Okay. Paul Scheer, yes, that was a intense episode when they went into detail about the show at the game store. Let's double check Step on Me Heron's work here. Let's go hour 14. Set an endpoint just in case.
All human beings, how when herded together in the sheepfold of a theater's pit, they will, at the slightest alarm of fire, rush helter-skelter to the outlets,
yeah,
crowding,
Moby Dick.
trampling, jamming, and remorselessly dashing each other to the death. Best, therefore, withhold any amazement at the strangely gallied whales before us, the civic quote. For there
I
is no
love those
fall
reactions.
of the earth, which is not infinitely outdone by the madness of men.
Brother? Yes.
I just want to say this out loud, just so we can all.
Okay, we're still at level 3. Yeah, okay, that's a clip. So I'm just gonna append to that Murph on Murph on Murph. That's Moby Dick reaction plus recation. What? Reaction plus Murph on Murph on Murph. That's 2 things, right? That's a bit, right? Moby Dick is a bit. And it's funny. How do we control enter? There we go. That's a funny bit. Again, I made a duplicate. Same wavelength here. 117.34. Oh, we did it again. All right, let's see what McDougal's got. 17.34. Whoops. Too many zeros. 17.34. Let's do 117.
It's so funny.
So funny. I actually love
I would, because first of all, 21 hours.
This
it would
isn't
be
labeled, so I
longer.
don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
You're talking 25, 26 hours probably.
With flubs
I mean,
and
I'd
piss.
have
Yes,
to go
yes,
to the
Polythene
bathroom.
Pamster. If you are in the audience and you clip it, a description makes my life easier, but I literally get paid to do this, so by no means feel obligated to do more work. But yes, it does help when we're going back in the grand scheme of things.
Do you keep not?
Is there silence? Is there silence? Okay, back to bacon, we're back. And that's what I do. Like 12-hour day style, like the way Connor. I want to hear you microwaving food while I'm eating it. And then like I'm eating up the pequod, much like America, just fragile state.
so good.
Sorry, man, I heat up this chicken parm.
Dude, if you bump him a couple of Adderall, he will zip for that.
We'll do it in 5 hours. He sounds insane.
Yeah, he lost his mind. It's 5 hours.
All high stakes Adderall roots, everything I'm taking. The cover art is a photo of me the second I finish.
I want to pitch this. I want to pitch this. Well, you do it on here. You have your.
I still do want to
listen
see
you forever, I don't say anything.
the Moby Dick audiobook featuring Will Hines.
In a net, she sat there and
On or off Adderall. Okay, break time. Let's save that clip as oh, did I save the last clip? I didn't even save the last clip. Alright, we'll go back and do that. Let's just save this for now. We have it recorded in the master spreadsheet, so if we do need to find it at a future point, then it's in there. Put that on a timeline, save it as a subclip. This is Will Hines. Will Hines' Moby Dick audiobook. And here we'll just call it Hines reads Dick Bit. Actually, that's funny. Because he's not actually reading it, that's just a funny moment. And I'm sure I would have clipped the same thing, so we'll delete that. I know exactly what this moment is. Alright, we're going to save our progress. We're going to resume our work in 3.5 minutes roughly. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay, that was a good little stretch. Still got about 2 minutes of break time left, so I'll just chat it up with you guys. It's good to get up, like, doing it Pomodoro style is good to remind yourself to get up and stretch, because sitting in a chair for, you know, I think the quickest I've ever done a recap is like 4.5, 5 hours. And I think that's with watching every single show as they aired. They take like 8 to 10 hours, I would say most weeks. So I don't care how comfortable your chair is, like, you gotta get up, you gotta get the circulation going, you gotta, you know, do some exercise. I did a couple push-ups. I've been doing VR boxing when I can't go outside, because, you know, there's a plague. I've been doing some exercise in VR. I've been doing some pull-ups. I've got a pull-up bar in one of my door frames. Helps with the lower back, especially, you know, just your body weight pulls your spine out a little bit, get those kinks out. I just tried doing some push-ups though. I haven't done push-ups in a while. I can do the push-ups, but my body's not used to doing it, so my elbows are just like, oh my god, what are you doing to us? I gotta start doing some more push-ups. And it's only 65 degrees out here, but man, all the equipment and lights on and stuff makes it hot. Holy cow. Eric Germ just ran a 5K and feels great. Nice. Like, literally today, or, like, recently? If so, that's awesome. 5K is probably the upper limits of what I can do. And, during the break. Oh, wow. Make sure you, have that recorded somewhere. I think that's a record. Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, is that still, like, sold out everywhere? That was probably, like, one of the first things that ran out during the pandemic. I don't have a Switch, but everybody that has one I know was like, gotta get Ring Fit Adventure. Alright. Break time's over, folks. We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna start our next 25 minutes and continue on with Alice's suggested clip at 1 minute 20, or 1 hour 20 minutes 0 seconds 0 frames. Great expression off the bat.
Is he tugging off? What's
He's-
going on there?
It's a bong hit. He's hitting up.
Oh,
hitting
okay, okay.
Oh,
Fucking
I
off.
thought,
Sorry, I thought that was like a.
Do you,
a-
when you
That's
tug
your
off,
time.
it sounds like
soda.
when I get high, it sounds like people are tugging off, and when I'm sober, it sounds like they're getting high. I don't know. It's something with my
Great pull quote.
Time's up. That
Great
wasn't
pull
a
quote. Needs a little more context, though, so we're probably gonna include the 10 seconds prior to that.
What is happening?
This is something.
he said, hell yeah, grip it and rip it.
If you say so.
God damn it, Germ. Damn it,
Is he
Germ.
tugging off? What's
He's-
going on?
Yeah. So I was doing a thing for a while with the recaps that included, you rascal. I was doing a thing with the recaps for a while that every show would get, like, up to 40 to 45 seconds, I want to say, right? Because that would give us... That would get us close to 3 minutes, and then I would end it with, like, a quick, like, here's a bunch of funny bits from every episode that maybe didn't relate to what was in that show segment, but still deserve to be shown. Things that were just, like, a couple seconds long. I can't really fit it. I don't know. How did you guys feel about having the like quick clips appended to the end of the recap? Because I feel it's like, let's move it on a little bit, and I feel like 2 minutes 45 seconds to 3 minutes as it is holds me to keeping the clips as short as they can possibly be, right? That whole concept of, like, kill your darlings, don't get too attached to your work, be willing to make to make cuts, make some sacrifices. I feel like it's possible to make something even funnier by condensing it to just like the purest form of comedy. So I'm sticking to the length of the Rosenstock song. We're not gonna go beyond that. Especially so here's the thing with Who Wants 269, because that show has prominent music in it, and oftentimes the music was part of the show. I would have to dip the music bed or cut it entirely, which would be my secret edit point for stretching the length of the clip, right? The track is what? It's let's go into our music here. It's 2 minutes and 43 seconds long. That's like the maximum amount of time we can go. So like with the glass breaking in the intro, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's about as long as we're gonna go. I don't want to repeat the song. I don't have access to an instrumental of it. I attempted to make an instrumental of it at some point, but that required learning music, and that was just not a feasible thing. So, I think I'm just gonna try and keep it short. That was a long and rambly way of saying I'm not appending it. I'm not appending the short clips to the end. Yeah, nobody seems to be begging for that save, by the way. Let's get this to the end. Where did we leave off? Did we just...
Sorry, I thought that was like a
when you tug off.
Okay, we gotta make that a subclip. Germ rips it slash tugs it. Let's go full camera for this. If I die of unexpected causes and anybody has to go through my footage or my project files when I'm gone and cut together a best of Hex recap, I don't want them to find a clip labeled tugging off. That's fair, right? Who's to say I'm not a ghost already? Right? Let's make this known. This is Eric Germ. This is an Eric Germ bit. That's a bit, right, Eric? You do that a lot. Initiate Law and Order. Schuster Master clipped the same thing, I want to say, so Alice got in there first. 122. What did I clip there?
Down if the seed's gonna grow again.
So that's sort of where things are at. I feel a little bad because nobody's supposed to want to.
Where did he go?
He's been pretty good about all of it. He's been very interesting. He'll actually come up to me like, "Daddy, you can't go on the lawn. You can't go on the lawn because you're growing the grass." And I'm like, so what's that going? I'll say like, "Yeah, that's right, but you're growing the new grass, so you can't. I'm grass, so you can't go on the lawn right now." And he's okay with it because that made him go to the playground a lot more and walk around the street. But yeah, it was crazy. This grub thing, I did not factor in that these grubs would be a possibility. Okay, that's long order.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, we'll save that. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know, Eric. They might think more of you. This is going to be called. This is lawn. This is LNO / Murph no context. That's that's a bit, and it's funny. It's funny with one Y. It's not funny. All right, McDougal and I got something at 124.
A sponge. Stress.
We're getting into guesses now, which is like, I don't want to put actual guesses
envelope,
into the recap.
Pen.
I'm sure Gethard
Those are
wouldn't
strong,
mind.
brother.
You got this.
Strong.
I almost peed.
Hey, if we get a little tinkle out of CC, we've done our job.
Yeah.
Yeah, pickles in the
Okay, that's fun. Strong guesses plus Christy P's a little. Christy almost pees. I'll know what that means. Wait, no, we're missing a quote. There was one of these reactions was a quote. We gotta start labeling our pull quotes, right? Because we need... Okay, eventually, we're gonna go back... I'm gonna go back and edit the Twitch channel trailer, which hasn't been... That's literally the first thing I created for Planet Scum. May of 2020. So... That needs some updating, right? It's still got Robbie. It's still got GLTS as like a regular time slot. That needs to be updated. Sorry, Mike. So... we need to get something fresh. We need to get something fresh that has pull quotes, because we've only got a minute. That's the thing with Twitch. Twitch only gives you 1 minute for your channel trailer video, and with 6 shows now in the regular rotation, including GLTS as a monthly show, I feel like either clips that are funny without context, like physical comedy, like George going down the stairs, or quotes are our best bet for including in that trailer. So what we need... Yeah, what we need is probably to start marking those quotes as such. So I think calling strong guesses a quote. Yeah. That's funny plus quote. That's gonna save us a lot of searching in the future. Ah, this is a name I haven't seen at all, I think. 129... Let's go 129.30. Save our progress. Set our endpoint.
We're talking specifically, we want to have Planet Scum award show called the Scummies, but we weren't sure who would be the actual
Birth of the
side.
Scummies.
That's what we're discussing.
We have some proposals of a public poll of some kind, Twitter / some sort of poll site. Alice has proposed creating a website, scum.me's, something along those lines.
I think this is very true.
Okay, we won't clip this, but this is good reference for the future. We'll keep it in the master sheet as the Scummies come up. Yep, obligatory Sam. Love us a good Sam. Now, how would you... I should learn how to make a poll. I don't have my Twitch dashboard open right now. I would have to open my personal Twitch dashboard. How do I create a poll? You know what? Just in the chat, if you think that the Scummies is spelled SCUMMIES versus SCUMMIES, right? It's like the Emmys, right? The Emmys spells it with a Y, but I think grammatically you would spell it with an IES. Don't know, and I can't think about this right now, so let me know in the chat what you prefer. Right? Emmys, Grammys makes you think Y. But Scummies just feels right. It feels scummier. It's more like gummies. I think that's more fun. Because if you spell alright, hold on. If you spell gummies with an IES, that's fun, and it makes you think of candy and little bears and, you know, melatonin gummies. If you spell gummies with a Y, scummiest is a word that would lead us to think it's smummiest? Matching it to the Emmys is way more fun. Yeah, there was talk about a scummy.es URL. I think this was all easier when we originally were going to call them the Gethies. Right? This came up in 2019, actually. This was the whole, like, late, what was it? It was like the early December. We were running out of stuff for the year, and we were originally going to do a CGP award show hosted by Gethard. Gethard was busy. Carmen Christopher was going to do Pizza Night. Carmen Christopher couldn't do Pizza Night. David Ray Martinez and Sebastian Martinez did Pizza Night instead. That's how that came about. But the idea was we were originally going to have an award show called the Gethies that was probably just like a highlight reel. I think we ended up doing, Dave ended up doing the clip show for Planet Scum, like Best of Planet Scum Volume 1. And I guess the Scummies is more fun. Okay, so the consensus, well, not consensus, like the overall opinion seems to be that it's IES, right? If it's with a Y, it contains THC. Yeah. Also, can I make the chat bigger? There's like CSS involved that I don't want to. Could make it bigger, but that would involve making the chat box taller. That's okay. I'll remember the chat in my heart for always. We also have about 9 minutes left in our timer. Okay, where were we? The Scummies. The Scummies are... The Scummies are? The Scummies is. Are there multiple Scummies? The Scummies as an entity is a single thing, but the Scummies themselves are multiple awards that are giving out. The Scummies is. The Grammys is. The Grammys are. What sounds right? This is how I've gotten through all of my English education, is what sounds right. The Scummies is. The Scummies are. Internet language. The Scummies brought up. That's... It's not a bit. That's more of a moment. Maves writes for a living, and that's the general rule of thumb until an editor says otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, right? Ain't nobody telling me what to do but me. Bringing the Scummies up, that's a moment, right? Because that's not quite... I gotta... Oh god. I'm derailing myself, but I really want to bring up the master sheet that I had for all 9 previous sandwich nights, and the clipping that I did for the sandwich night 10-year retrospective, which is probably the one piece of work that I'm most proud of that I've ever made. That was insane. That just had an insane amount of clipping in it. So there's stuff that never got used, like, I want it to be as thorough as possible, so I literally clipped every single moment that I could think of. Bringing the Scummies up is a moment that I think will get brought up again in the future, so we'll call that a moment. That was like a good 10-minute tangent we just went on. Alright, let's jump to 132.50. I feel like that's going to be the same thing. Let's do 132.30 to give it some lead time, right? 132.30 and 0 frames.
Ice cream cone!
And Ice Cream Cone are going to team up. They will decide all the awards.
Thanks, yeah.
That's
That's what I was trying to say.
Wait, it's Ice Cream Cone?
Where did Scummies come from on Wednesday?
And Pompo Zompo?
Ice Cream
That's
Cone
what I
and
saw.
Pompo Zompo. We're gonna have to get them in touch with each other. They're gonna come up with all the awards and who wins them.
Okay.
These fucking Gen Z hustlers, man.
Should
on
we
this
set a date? Should we set a date for the Scummies?
We'll talk about it.
Wait, how did you guys know what
Yeah,
moment that
our
was even
streets
before
are
it
from
came
the
up?
Facts and Mail Night, so we'll think of a date beyond that. We'll
What's
have
Facts and Mail
Scummies
Night,
awards.
October what?
Alright, that's not a...
October 6th, and then I'll
Facts and
probably
Mail
host
Night
the Scummies
next
from
Wednesday.
Highlander Games.
It should be Christmas Eve.
Hold on. Alright, Tompo Zompo and Ice Cream Cone. Officiate, I guess, right? Are going to officiate the Scummies. That's a moment. We've got another Murphception coming up. 5 minutes to go, and then we'll take another 5-minute break. I got a story for you about Facts and Mail Week. I'd love if Jersey Dave could tell this story, but I don't know if Dave's gonna have a chance to tell it. He'll probably tell it next week, right, when he introduces the board meeting, but it's just a quick little anecdote that I thought was hilarious. Alright, 136.21 is important because that's gonna be our next... That's gonna be our next Murphception for the recap.
I told.
Pickle.
Pickle always knows.
I do. Me and Murph are best buds. I knew at the beginning. I knew for everybody.
Pickles know limbs or hands.
Yo, Pickle good night, though.
There we go.
You're getting faster every time. You're right on top of each one.
Speaking of faster, Will, I'm about halfway.
Alright. Subclip, Murphception. I never learned how to oops. I never learned how to type by sight. Or I can type by sight, right? I know where all the keys are on the keyboard, but it's one of those things where like your brain is like, oh my god, don't mess up, and then you immediately mess up. Alright, you ever do that in like, I do that when I'm playing rhythm games like Guitar Hero or Beat Saber or something like that. I see the combo meter and I'm like, 256 combo, don't mess it up. Immediately mess it up. That's why I can't sight type. Okay, that was clipped. Oh, we gotta get these clips back in the clips bin. Yeah, all those belong in there. Also, we have to color code these later on too, by show. Murphception level 4. Funny. I clipped the same thing. Alice gets the credit. Specific Andrew, I know exactly what clip this is. We're not gonna clip it out, but I want to watch it anyway, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Make it around, kid.
Thank you for such generosity. David Goliath pin, David and Goliath, like prayer card, Pops Motion Kleenex, a monogram pink
More
kit,
guesses.
Just Super Brand, Seagas Spring, tissues, a Velvet Fat Billy Puff Rider Tea, just something.
That's time. That's time.
Oh my god.
That
So,
cadence was mesmerizing. No clues. No clues on guesses.
No clues.
CC is struggling.
something was. No, it would be a clue.
Yeah,
It would
David
be
and Goliath. He was sniffing around something with that David and Goliath business. There's no way. There's no way.
He said something that it is,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't right.
It's a prayer card. As we know, Cece's got her hands on some prayer cards,
I
right?
do, but it's not that. It's not that.
I think Specific Andrew was clipping this for Specific Andrew's own purposes. I don't know if we can necessarily use that for anything, so we'll just call that guesses, and that's a moment. I don't think we can use that. 143.40, which we're coming up on. Murph ups the ante. Let's see.
All right. Okay, who do we have next? I need another call. We have Harvey on the line. Harvey, welcome back.
Hey, how are you? Oh.
I'm good.
Murph is the Greek chorus.
How was your teams?
Yeah.
I'm doing guesses.
Okay.
How many guesses? I guess 5 guesses?
10. First thing in the class.
Yeah, Murph. You're the man.
Let's fucking get this. Let's get after this,
Murph,
shall we?
just give him 15, Murph.
Fuck it, take 15. You, listen, I feel like I hear your voice. You're on. You're dialed into something. We got prayer cards flying. We got David and Goliath. Let's get busy here tonight. Take a 15. Make it around 50.
You're on edibles,
Even
you're
50.
on edibles right now? Still at 45 seconds?
This is yeah. It's
Still at 45 seconds.
Okay.
15 guesses.
This seems like a good quote. Do we? Yeah, let's subclip it. Let's subclip it. This is no, we don't want to rename it. We want to make it a subclip. Murph ups the ante, and this is a good quote. Murph ups the ante. I mean, he just says like, "Up the ante." Okay, we don't have to put the actual quote in there. Jesus on a really old rock. Why don't I remember that? I think I was zoning out. I usually zone out by the end of Planet Scum lives because I would have been up from like, I usually start doing the recap at like 11 a.m. on Wednesdays. And then by like 11 p.m. at night, midnight Eastern, whenever we're ending this dang show, I'm just completely fried, so I have very little recollection of the end of most Planet Scum lives. Okay, well, let's finish this one up. I always wondered whether you would note down the timestamps of moments that would make a good clip, or whether you would go through the whole thing and pick clips afterwards. It's both, right? We're doing the like. We're kind of going both now. Right, these are all, and for any of you who are joining us now, on the right side of the screen is like the master list that I imported from Twitch, using the Twitch interface to put stream markers down while the stream is happening. That's how we do it during the show, and then when that's done, I download the stream of the show and then download a CSV and import it into Google Sheets of all of those stream markers, and then we're just cleaning it up right now. But for a while, there were times when I couldn't watch a show live, where we would go back, and this is mostly for shows that are not Planet Scum Live, that stay up. I would go back into the Twitch archive, watch it at double speed, and do all this like clipping, like setting in and out points during the show, and then just download the clips instead of the entire stream. You're welcome. That's mostly for like Mary Houlihan's painting party, which is such a chill show that, yes, we still pull clips from it, but the audience isn't necessarily actively setting or creating clips during the broadcast, because either you're just, you're vibing, or you're making your artwork. So that's why sometimes we have to do it both ways. Also, with Planet Scum Live, it doesn't get deleted from Twitch, it gets unpublished from Twitch, so it's still accessible in our back end. However, you cannot create highlights from an unpublished show. So, if you're quick, I really shouldn't even be saying this, but if you're quick, on Wednesday afternoons, you may be able to like quickly rewatch Planet Scum live when I republish it so that I can make the highlights from the show. But for the most part, I don't do that. I download the stream immediately after the show is over, or I download it from Streamlabs the next day as long as it's not too long, and then we do it this way. Okay, we're way overdue. We're eating into our 2-minute break. Let's go back to our full camera. Actually, you know what? We're gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll see you in about 30 seconds, and then I have an anecdote for you about faxes. So don't go away. Who is it on YouTube that says, like, whenever they want to make a character look like an asshole, have them eat an apple during a scene? That may be like is that like a theater thing? It's kind of true. So, watch my heel turn as I eat an apple for my lunch while we continue editing. I'll try not to eat it loudly. I'll try and eat it away from the mic. And I can't talk with my mouth full anyway. Let me tell the story real quick, even though we have not gone back to our Pomodoro timer. Our fax machine was set up for Fax and Mail Week next week, and I believe this was during George Lucas' talk show. But Jersey Dave has been in charge of getting that working, because he's good at it. And we got our first fax coming in. He was so excited, lets us know, and then 5 minutes later is like, guys, the fax was asking about our car's extended warranty. With had pictures of cars on there too. It's just like, they found us. They found us through the fax. So funny, haha. He'll probably tell it better than I can. I'm not good at telling stories. Loud crunch. Let's start our next block. I would love to get a fax machine, if only to, just receiving faxes seems like... In an age where people have email and printers, and like all-in-one printer scanners and everything like that, there's literally, like, I don't understand. This is actually just a red apple this is a red delicious apple that I'm green screening into, no, it's a Granny Smith. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Wait, that's a thing I should probably do. Just so you guys know, I really don't like going to Planet Scum Live board meetings because I'm so tired by that point. My brain cannot function enough to contribute to the conversation. Hence the vanishing act, right? Sometimes. I do think it would be kind of funny though to show up eating a green apple that has been green screened into a different fruit. How would that work though? Because like once you eat the skin, you can't key it out anymore. So it would have to be like, could I make it an orange? But like once I start biting into it, it's an apple on the inside. I'm always trying to think of like creative, disruptive things to just completely derail the show. Maybe we'll do that on our own time. We'll do that for another episode. Okay, where did we leave off? McDougal has a clip called "Jesus on a Really Old Rock." Let's go and find that.
Listen, I turned the lights on for my webcam, Will. I'm ready.
And you feel you have 21 guesses to 45 seconds. So rocket pace, are you ready?
Honestly, no, but let's go in the middle, baby.
Okay, your time begins now.
Golden hoop earrings with Jesus written on them, or engraved, I should say. Golden hoop earrings with the date of your first communion. Golden hoop earrings with the date of your confirmation. Golden hoop earrings with the cross of Jesus. Right, hoop earrings. Jesus riding a dinosaur. It's the old time clue. Jesus riding. I got it.
Jesus is riding. Look at those rails. Jesus is riding.
Blue tissue.
All right, without giving too much away, I think I got more guesses. So that is a. Is that a moment? I used to clip all of the audience guesses too, so that we could go back and find who called, when they started their guesses. It wouldn't be like what. God, I think actually I used to write down what they guessed too, but I think Pickle has taken that to its logical conclusion. So I will not continue to record that. Pickle probably records who guesses what, so I'm just gonna put guesses here. We can always go back and check. Okay. 158. Oh, me?
Alright, so a pair of just Jesus, a pair of like the little Jesus fish guy, that
Oh, dot.
and Colt Cabana headband.
Pause.
Prior to this week's episode, or prior to this episode that we're watching, I had watched a ton of footage, especially early box shows, of Gethard starting the show with the Cabanarama headband. I don't know if I'm allowed to make guesses, but I had it. I had it as soon as it became known that it was something like wrestling, like a wrestling headband, and we were trying to figure out what it was. I was like, that's exactly what it is. You'll have to take my word for it, though. I'm not allowed to make guesses. So I think we want to get that. Whenever something is like successfully guessed, I think we want to have that in there, so. Let's dot guesses the Cabanarama Cabanarama bandana? Not even gonna try. That's a moment. That's a quick moment. Never been done before / Murph's quick peek. Okay. 159. For whatever reason, this apple really makes me want White Castle.
And Dot still has 31 seconds left.
I was hoping to save this for the end for another like great ending where you freak out, but the switch has been flipped.
There we go. There it is.
It's never been done before. The switch was flipped and an item was added. Maybe 5 minutes ago?
Did Alex flip it?
It wasn't Alex, it was Seth. Seth, thank you so much.
Seth Myers?
Seth Myers? Thanks a lot, Jake. Seth, you scum.
McFarlane. Seth. Yeah, Seth Rogen, you suck. It's because you keep talking about being such a family guy now. Too many Seths for one switch.
Who's the item? I think Chris should.
No, we gotta go in order.
I'll add one item to mine. Just one quick peek, that's all you got. You missed it. Not too bad.
I added last item was 63.
My last item was 62.
My last item is 56, but I still have 3 unguessed items. So I don't think I should add it. We're showing everybody.
I did one quick peek. If you missed it, if your resolution's low, you might have missed it.
Oh.
I don't know how to arbitrate this, but I can get it. Because I have item 63.
That's not an official box item, right? We can show that.
I think it's extremely funny that your box was empty for under a minute. Sisyphus, the rock vanished, and less than a minute later, a new boulder came tumbling down the hill.
I'm writing down item 64 with my pen.
Yeah, with a really old rock.
I'm gonna start off Chris. This is heartbreaking. I didn't mean it to be like this. It was just like, thought it would be a good ending again. It's like, oh no! But then it just ended in a way that just was like,
Oh my god. I'm thrilled.
the switch is.
Okay. All right. We can't put official guesses in the weekly recap, but I feel like when this whole charade is over, we'll probably go back and do a retrospective. I shouldn't commit to this right now. I shouldn't even be saying this out loud because then I'd do an insane thing like actually pull it off. But I feel like you have to do a box retrospective when it's done. All the times that we thought it was over and it sat up like the Undertaker from the mat. So we're gonna save this for future reference. I don't think it's gonna make it in this week. That's probably the single funniest moment on the string. Geth pulled back in. Plus Murph's quick peek. Oh man. Save. Geth done for a second. Plus. That's hilarious, right? We should have a funny tag and a hilarious tag. Yeah. Polythene Pamster says, the ending was so great, Geth being so happy he was done, Seth flips the switch, and then Patrick going happy Joe Quick at the end. Oh, man. Do we, like, blur out the Cabanarama headband? No, because then it's obvious that it's, like, a piece of headwear. And we're so close to the end, I can't, like, give away... Let me eat this apple and ruminate. This clip is long enough to be 40 seconds on its own. Put a logo on his head. I could do that. I only hesitate because without the context of knowing that it's a thing from the box that we're censoring, it seems kind of weird to censor Gethard's face. You don't want to make people think too much about the clip. The clip has to spark a visceral reaction. Because this is less than 3 minutes, and we're bouncing between so much stuff. So we're done with like the factual stuff, right? These are all the clips that were cut. Can't deny that. Here comes the part where I get self-conscious because I have a responsibility to make this entertaining. And I have to go with my gut. But people might not find it funny. And I have to live with that. I have to make the final decision, so we'll go with our initial for the sake of time. I think this week we're gonna go with Murphception. We're not even a quarter of the way through this recap. We're gonna go with Murphception only because it's very clearly laid out. Gotta pay off all those germ gifts, right? Oh, people really want this clip though. We're gonna save it. We're gonna keep this in our back pocket, and everybody who's watching will have been privy to the fact that we know that this clip exists, and we're gonna put it with a bunch of other clips. So this is not gonna go to waste. We're putting it in the box. We're putting it in the clip box. I have a box with all the clips in it. And we're gonna reveal it during the ceremony. Right? Also, why isn't this favorited? Okay. Alright, good. I think we've reached a good consensus here. So let's clean this up a little bit. Let's get organized before we actually start putting pen to paper. That's pretty good. I think with everything here, that amounts to like almost 13 minutes of clips out of that 2-hour episode. Which is good, because then when for future projects, whatever doesn't get used for this recap, we can use for stuff that comes up in the future, right? If you watched the goodbye that we did for Martin for Who Wants 269, that was composed entirely of stuff that I had clipped for past recaps that never made it into those recaps. It saved me a lot of trouble of having to go and rewatch those shows again. Actually, for a lot of them, I had the show, but didn't use it for, or like I didn't have extra clips for it. I didn't have one of these. I didn't have a master spreadsheet for those older episodes, so I actually ended up having to watch a lot of Who Wants 269. Which is always a good time. Okay. So let's clear these out. We've got our subclips. That was gross. We got our subclips saved up here. And let's start assembling. Where's our hard out? Let's get to 39 seconds. I'm going to put a marker. So when we look at the whole thing, as we start to approach this, we're just like, okay, this is how much that we have to lose. How we all doing out there? We got like another 10.5 minutes before our next break. Just checking in. Vibe check, everybody. Everybody good? Do we have any other editors out there who are just like completely frustrated with the way that I'm with my workflow? I'm completely like self-taught, so I know there's better ways to do. There's always a better way to do something. Alright, I feel like we start with Christy reacts to the headshot. We start there and we work our way forward, and then we start to pare down. That in itself is more than 30 seconds, so like we need to cut this down. So let's watch it again.
Item number 53 is something I use during therapy.
Huh.
I don't think my clues were that bad, Dave. If you know my item.
I didn't know you could do this kind of shot.
Do not cut away from this shot until I personally, I will call this one.
I think it honestly makes.
The two parts that stand out to me most are the noise that comes out of Christy's mouth, right?
Huh.
That's an attention getter, because that starts your clip off, right? This probably... I try to put the clips from the shows in different orders every week so that nobody's given preferential placement, right? Which is funny because some people think that preferential placement in the recap is at the end of the recap, because that's what gives you like the biggest reaction. You want to end on a high to get people pumped for the show. But like Robbie Hoffman used to think that being placed first in the recap was preferential placement. So it's good to see that like there's no consensus on this. But I try and rearrange the clips every week. So I don't think I'll lead with this, but her making that noise is a great transition from the last clip into this, because it's like, if your attention is waning, you just hear this exclamation that brings your attention back to what's happening. But I feel like the second part that I would consider is this, right?
You know my item.
I didn't know you could do this kind of shot.
Do not cut away.
That's funny. It takes up more time though. We want to give the most amount of time to the actual Murphception. Plus, we might want to put his like entrance into the stream in this as well. I feel like we go overboard and then start to trim it down instead of trying to do it off the top, right? So we're gonna save. We're gonna cut that down. We're gonna cut that forward. What is it? W? Yeah, okay. It's weird. I have keyboard shortcuts for everything that I normally use with my left hand. Left hand's got the apple, so I'm trying to do the keyboard shortcuts with the right hand. And my brain is like, you're doing it wrong. I don't know why. Okay, so Christy reacts. We use that. Behind Tilly Dagler, Murph appears. Murphception level 1. Did I not label this properly? I had to rename this. We'll bring it into the timeline and we'll cut it down based on the waveform. CC is the best. I really want to go see her tomorrow. Wow, I really want to go see her show at Littlefield. If you're in the city, if you're in New York City tomorrow, please go see Christy's show at Littlefield in Brooklyn. Gether's going to be there. Sydney Washington's going to be there from chemistry class. Oh, no, not chemistry class. Josh Sharp's The Call-In Shows. Sydney Washington was on that episode of CGP. She also appeared on She was on another show of ours recently. She was on Planet Scum in the last year or two. Robbie's gonna be there. Gethard's gonna be there. Action packed. Support local artists. Hell yeah, Wizbeth. Hell yeah, Mike. Alright, let's go back and watch.
I guess I do have something. Christy reminded me, you did say the word small at some point. My item has the opposite word of that word in the title.
Wow.
Wow.
Huge.
Huge.
And once you guys figure out 44, it's gonna make sense. Murph!
We're here. We're here. Oh, there's the fucking headshot. I got cast.
Murph,
Recreate it.
Oh wait, yeah. Put it up. Can you put it up? I said. Wait, no. Hold on.
That's what we're gonna use. Murph showing up is funny, but Christie's delayed reaction to it makes it hard to contextualize, right? It takes up too much, it eats up too much space, so as much as I love it, we can't start there. I think we gotta go with Patrick saying recreate it, because that gives context to the rest of the clips, right?
We're here. We're here. Oh, there's the fucking headshot. I got cast.
Murph,
Recreate it.
Let's try starting from there. I'm not gonna watch it too many times. I should watch it again though, because like, if it stays funny, then you know that you're doing it right. Yeah, Christy reacting to Murph coming in is just it's just what I love about Christy, just those genuine reactions and love to seeing the people that she cares about. So we have Murphception level 1. Let's get level 2. Right, shift 3 up.
Fuck, alright.
I gotta get a good mic now. I can't have this shit. Murph got a good mic, and I can.
All right, I'm gonna get a good mic.
I got my Gallagher 2 mic over here.
you upgraded.
This energy is all of a sudden getting real weird.
Look at that!
Gethard, tell the story where you and my brother almost beat the.
Hold on, something amazing's happening. And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
There it is. There's the moment.
Gethard, tell the story where you and my brother almost beat the.
Hold on, something.
Right there. The thing that I don't like about Adobe Premiere is the sampling rate of their audio, of your audio clips, is not as high as something like a dedicated audio workstation, like Adobe Audition or something like that. So you are beholden to whatever frame rate your video is, and you can't necessarily make as fine of a cut in your audio as you could in something like Audition. But you mask it with crossfades and stuff like that. I think we're gonna shorten it there. How are we looking in the grand scheme of things? Okay. We can get 3 and 4 in there and come in under 40 seconds. And you know what? If we go over by a couple seconds, that's fine. Because I'm sure as we go through some of the clips from the next 3 shows, we'll inevitably have clips that we'll have segments of the recap that end up way shorter than 40 seconds. Let's... Ooh, we only got 48 seconds left. Let's see if we can do one more in the last 45 seconds. Eric has not been checking the weekly recaps lately, which seems rude considering the amount of work you put into them. No worries. I haven't been making... Alright, so we're gonna use the last... We're gonna use the last 30 seconds to get this clip in, and then we'll talk about what's been going on with the recaps.
not now that he has a kid and a wife, but for a long time, to be like,
Yeah.
I'll get fired over this. He doesn't
See,
give a
I
shit.
love that. I think it just shows he cares about his friend. Like
Yeah,
one time,
he's
like
loyal.
yeah, like once in high school, this guy said something bad about me, and my then boyfriend in high school literally kicked the shit out of the guy, and my family was thrilled. They were like, "Great, like he's defending."
We don't condone
you." They
street
were like,
violence.
"Good for Jay." Like, I'm happy he did that,
Yeah.
and I like
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay. Yeah.
Hashtag
Hey.
horny for that. Hashtag horny for
Hello,
that.
baby.
Hey.
Hello, baby.
Hey.
Now, Murph, you have said that you're real fucked up on edibles.
Yeah, too much
Right
for
now?
what's happening right now. Will, I didn't know. I just got a text randomly from Gethard. It was like, "Come on." I was like, "Well, I'm too high to die. Let's get on camera."
Because we were loving the headshots so much.
Do we start
We
the?
were loving the headshots.
Oh God.
What is this? Too much.
I just kind of.
I like that. That's a good sound clip to go with that.
Because we were loving the headshots so much. We were loving the headshots.
Oh God.
What is this?
That may be longer than I want it to be, but we'll start there and we can always cut it down more. Oh yeah, okay, we got plenty of time. We might have to revisit this later. Because I might actually have to... I might have room to add stuff, but we want to see what the other 3 clips look like ahead of time. Okay, so 3.5 minutes. Let's get up and stretch. I'm not gonna cut away. We'll keep chatting. I'll get up. Let's stretch a little bit. Ugh. Finish my apple. Okay. So, last couple recaps. Make sure we don't have sticky fingers and ruin all our equipment. So you may or may not have noticed there haven't, especially on the front page of Planet Scum Live, haven't been updating the recaps there. Why is that? Well, about maybe a month or two ago, we had a week where there just weren't that many shows. I think there were maybe 2 shows that week. And when your 2 shows are Googie Morning and Painting Party, those were probably 2 of our most low-key shows. That says nothing about the quality of the show. There's just not a lot of moments that you would use to hype up your audience that's coming in to see something like a box game or, you know, another episode of Painting Party or something the next week. The recap is to allow people time to sit through the Twitch ad break and not miss anything off the top of the show. It's to give people time to respond to the Twitch notification to come in and, again, just not miss the top of the show. It's a way for people to catch up on what they missed last week. It's a way for people to introduce themselves to other shows on Planet Scum they may not be familiar with. If they see something they like, they know when to tune in. And, it's just fun for the people who have seen that stuff to relive it and remember when that thing happened last week. That was pretty funny. And get people excited to watch the show. You can't hit all those points with just 2 shows because the recap can't be long enough to support it. So I came up with the idea of padding it out with some other stuff. That's when the sort of like pre-roll movie theater idea came about. So we had the inclusion of the puzzles. We had the inclusion, basically all the same kind of stuff that you would see when you're coming in to watch a movie in a movie theater. It's an experience that people probably haven't had in a while, and I figure this would trigger some warm feelings. If, you know, you're sitting down in a dark theater and, you know, movie time starts and the movie trailers start and things like that. But like if you get there early, you see Maria Menounos do, you know, first look at AMC or whatever the other equivalent would be. My local theater was usually an AMC. I was trying to emulate that style. But those could be as long or as short as I needed them to be. Then, you know, we could promote more in-person shows that were happening. So the general idea was sound. We need a Planet Scum roller coaster visualization. Eric, that was exactly the intent. Could I have animated something like that? Sure. Would it have taken forever and I never would have been satisfied with the result? 100%. So it needed to be done quickly, right? It was a week that we just had 2 shows and Wednesday was fast approaching. It wasn't a roller coaster, but the end of the like pre-roll that I always remember at AMC was one that they ran in like the mid 2010s when like the audience would get their Coca-Colas that are all sweaty and their popcorn bags, and they'd sit down in their chairs and like plants would start growing in the theater. My friends and I would always joke like the audience is now dead, right? The seats start folding backwards and there's like just a row of like 4 people left in the theater sitting in this like fantasy world. I wanted to just create something quickly, so I found a bunch of stock footage on pexels.com, I believe, which if you don't know, that's what producer Adam Gold uses to find the images for Kahoot on Who Wants 269. So yes, in fact, there was someone who shows up in that like stock footage reel who was also a model for still images that showed up as the Kahoot picture for one of the questions. Completely like coincidental. So that was pretty fun. But yes, that was the general idea. So here's the kicker. Not only did shows start coming back, but it took so much preparation. Everything was kind of templatized, right? We had the puzzle motion graphics that I could change the text for every week. We had the floating blob environment that I could green screen myself into. I don't know if you can't really see like the office that I'm in. It's super small. I could probably like lay down and stretch my arms backwards and cover the like width of it. It's pretty long, but I only have a 50mm equivalent lens on this camera. It's a Sony a6000. It's what I could afford. Problem is you can't get real close. Camera's got to be way far away. Could shoot with my phone camera. Phone camera, however, if you've ever really noticed on like an iPhone, they're wide angle. Because you're holding your phone, especially if you want to take a selfie, you can only hold it so far away from you, but you want to get everything in it, right? So I want to say iPhone lens, before they started introducing the 3-4 lenses on cameras, it's probably like a 16mm, I want to say. That's a little too wide for something like this, because then not only is the quality lower than a DSLR, but you get too close to the lens and things start getting distorted, right? Your hand gets close to the lens. My hand still looks properly proportioned to my body, but you do that with a 16mm lens and suddenly your hand is gigantic, right? You get your face too close to a 16mm lens and your nose starts to take up most of the frame. That's how it's able to fit so much of the frame in the picture. So I really didn't have a solution to do that comfortably. It took a lot of setup. There was writing involved. I had to like write a little bit at the beginning of it. And there's just a lot of setup and preparation, no matter how many templates I created, right? I had to lav myself, right? I didn't want the lav visible, so I would like tape it to the inside of my shirt. I had to iron clothes to appear on camera. It's fun when, like, if that's the purpose, if I was doing that for a show, no problem. I'm doing it for like a 3-minute video that's going to be viewed a handful of times and then never seen again. So it's like, is it really worth doing anymore? Will that never happen again? We'll see. Right? The idea was to do that for the first week of every new month, to have a special pre-roll, or on occasions where there weren't a lot of shows that week. We came to a week like that in the middle of September where there were only a handful of shows. I think Mary was out of town, Gethard was out of town. We were going to be missing a ton of content to work with that week. So it's like, I'm working on something new, but like, do we go back to the old pre-roll format? So I just decided to come up with version 3 of the recap that we're working on now. So it's got kind of a new style. We're keeping it like much faster paced, so it's still sort of the same format, but streamlined drastically. So that's what we're doing. Will we see the pre-roll again, the like movie theater style pre-roll again? Sure, we'll probably get that next week, right? We want to promote people's live shows that are coming up. We'll probably promote the entirety of October. We'll do a week of different puzzles prior to each show, and we'll probably have like a quick recap segment in the pre-roll, and it'll be a little bit longer, right? We'll maybe start brushing up against 4 minutes before the show, because like that was the other thing. Gethard said he liked the pre-roll and wanted to do that every week, so I was like, oh god, I gotta do that every week now. So we'll still see it, but it takes a lot of time invested into it to make it work. Let's get back to it. Oh, so that was a roundabout way of saying, Eric, there haven't been any recaps for you to miss, so no worries. Let's get back to work. This is our third session or our fourth session? How many breaks did we take? This might be our last 25-minute segment, so after that we take a much longer break. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna have to stop for dinner soon. Dinner's probably gonna be pizza. It's pizza night here on Planet Scum. Grab yourself some pizza if you got some good local pizza. A little pizza party. All right. Where did we leave off? Murphception. Is that level 3? That's level 3. Let's find our Murphception 4. Let's drag it into the timeline. Let's go back and watch it.
I think we knew.
Oh, Pickle, you knew?
Yeah. Pickle always knows.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah,
Me and
Christy-
Murph are best buds. I knew at the beginning. I knew before everybody.
Pickle.
Pickle has no limbs or hands.
Yo, Pickle's dope.
Pickle can headbutt though. Oh no.
I like that start.
Oh no.
You're getting
Now it's
faster
getting like a-
every time. You're right on top of it each time.
Speaking of faster, Will, I'm about.
You're getting
Now it's
faster
getting like a
every
fucking-
time. You're right on top.
All right, we might come in short. We don't want to overstay our welcome, even though we have more of a time budget to allot to this particular segment. So, let's watch it in its entirety and see how we feel about it.
Murph, I don't...
Recreate it.
Oh wait, yeah, put it up. Can you put it up, I said? Wait, no, hold on.
Hold on, something amazing's happening. And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
What is this? Too much.
I just kind of...
Oh no.
You're getting
Now
faster
We gotta
every
shorten 3
time.
down. Hold on. Wait, let's shorten 3 down, because I think it should end after
What
Will.
is this? Too much.
Yeah. And we might need some J cuts in here, or some L cuts. Let's try one more time. I really do like the way that Christy's laugh starts this segment.
Murph, I don't...
Recreate it.
Oh wait, yeah, put it up. Can you put it up, I said? Wait, no, hold on.
Hold on, something amazing's happening. And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
What is this?
Oh no.
You're getting
Now it's
faster
getting like the
every
fucking-
time.
Yeah, that's short and sweet. I like that. And it only took us 2.5 hours. It took us 2.5 hours. To be fair, a lot of this was cleaning up the master list, so let's smooth this out a little bit by throwing in some L cuts. I think Control Alt will let me change that independently of that. That's a J cut. No, wait, hold on.
Hold on, something amazing's happening.
Do you think that's better? Or is that better?
Hold on, something amazing.
I want more of the visual of Murph squinting, so I will probably bring the audio from the following clip back a little bit, because there's nothing interesting in the audio happening here. You get the claps, but we can bring this back a little bit more.
Hold on, something amazing's happening.
Yeah, and then crossfade that. So Control Alt D, Control Shift D is my shortcut for putting a little crossfade there. We'll probably make that. We're at 30 frames. We'll probably make that 5 frames of crossfade.
Hold on, something amazing's happening.
That's good enough.
One, two.
There's a lot of silence at the end of this one, so we'll probably do another J cut. I like his reactions. We don't want to cut too early on them, so we'll bring that backwards. Yep, we get Will's laugh at the start of the next one, so we'll keep that too. I should just copy this transition onto there. I have my my default audio transition is like a 2-frame crossfade. I think that it works in most situations where I'm just trying to get rid of popping in between audio clips that just cut from one to the other. It's the quickest way to do it, so I set it that way. But I find myself more and more needing to do these J and L cuts, so I need a slightly longer transition for that. But I don't think I want to make it my default transition. Let's save our progress. Let me just watch that one more time.
And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
I don't like the way the visuals cut, so maybe we want to... Because his head goes from one side to the other side really quickly, so we probably... No. Let's see if he... No, let's move... Hold on. Let's move back. How do we do this? Match frame.
I'm crying.
Okay, he does move his head backwards, so maybe we go... Actually, we'll watch this clip, match that frame, and see if his head... Yeah, we could do that. Whoops. I've had these headphones on for way too long. Oh. I know what I'm going to ask Santa Claus for this year. I'm going to get a nice pair of neoprene ear cup replacements for these headphones. I swear by these headphones for everything. They're incredibly comfortable to wear for long periods of time. They're the Sony MDR 7506. You'll see pretty much everybody wearing these. I think Forrest has these. I think Dave has these. Because, I mean, come on. They say professional right on them. So, you know, dress for the job you want. We gotta get this head movement matched up, so... let's move this back. No. Just that one. We can't get it too far back. There we go.
It's 1, 2.
Let's play around this.
And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
That's less jarring. We could go the opposite way. Let's go the opposite way and see what happens. We can just Control Z it if it doesn't work. And get him looking that way. I don't know. Let's go back.
And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
Okay. Now if we undo and watch the old one.
And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a noticeable edit. We're not going to crossfade it or anything. It's not that kind of. It's not that kind of show. I feel like it's less jarring than him like quickly changing directions. So I think I like that one better. Just personal preference. We saved our progress. Let's take a look at the next edit.
What is this?
Oh no.
The visuals match up fine. Let's move this over a little bit.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that's good. Paste another.
Oh no.
You're getting
Now it's
faster
getting like a
every
fucking-
time.
Cool. Cool. We did it. We finished one segment of this recap. Let's watch it from the top.
Recreate it.
Oh wait, yeah, put it up. Can you put it up, I said? Wait, no, hold on.
Hold on, something amazing's happening. And I think we're probably gifting this one too.
What is this?
Oh no.
You're getting
Now it's
faster
getting like a
every
fucking-
time.
Yeah, that'll do it. Should we look into doing YouTube Shorts? Because of all of the platforms that have short form video, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I guess, does Facebook have like short form videos too? I mean, maximum, there can be like a minute maximum, but I feel like this is... I feel like these clips individually would work for... YouTube Shorts. Because that's where I think the majority of our subscribers are. It could work for Instagram. There's no reason why we couldn't publish it on both. It doesn't work vertically, though. And especially a bit like this would be really hard to format it. It doesn't really come across unless it's vertical. But I feel like we have a 28 second chunk of video that's great for short bites and might pique somebody's interest. I might have to bring this up at the next staff meeting. Let me write that down, because I'm gonna forget. YouTube Shorts? Question mark? Use my other pen. Nothing beats a good post-it note. I'm sorry to all the dead trees. When you have something written on a text document, or like on a virtual sticky on your desktop, there's always some crap open on your desktop. You're never gonna see it. I haven't looked at my desktop in, God, it's been hours since I woke up this morning. I open programs, they stay open. Yeah. So, good old sticky note. Oh, my sticky notes are green too. What's up with all those green in the stream today? Maybe it's to remind... Was it like it's like a memento mori? But a memento chroma, right? You can... I'm just constantly reminding people that I could green screen things at any time, but I'm choosing not to. I like that. Okay. We're ready to move on to the next clip. Normally it would be Make Yourself Cry, but we didn't have a Make Yourself Cry last week. So let's embiggen the sheet, because I've also got the Twitch interface open here. We're gonna go into last week's content and see what we got. So after... Oh no, I didn't unpublish that. Could have gone and watched it. Alright, we had last week's Googie Morning. Did we? Let's look at our docs. Alright, we didn't save the clips from Googie Morning, but I'm pretty sure I saved clips from the art toilet. So let's go into highlight. Yep. Oh, and I saved them with descriptions. That's wonderful. So we're gonna let that sit for just a second while we download these, and we're gonna dump them into the master spreadsheet. We can absolutely just cut the highlights out and finish our editing in Premiere, but being that there are clips already, I should save it, because what happens is after a week, Twitch doesn't archive this anymore unless you download the whole thing. So what we want to make sure we do is make sure that we not only cut the highlights, but record the clips so that they're searchable in the future. And I should just do them instead of talking about it. Markers. This is CGP 2021 recaps, week 40, docs. This is markers. Googie Morning. September. Already forgot. 25th. 21. If you guys want to help me out, start thinking about George Lucas talk show clips that you'd like to see, because I guarantee you they're already clipped. The time-consuming part is going to be deciding which clips make it into the recap. So if you've got any favorites, feel free to drop them in the chat. Patrick has already shared the Happy Rap Day, the Happy Rap Day song. So we got one for markers, and do we want to save the clips one? The clips one, I feel like... Okay, that was one of our guests clipping their appearance for... Jen? Jen. Yeah, Jen. Yeah, let's save Jen's appearance, because I didn't actually clip when Jen appeared on the show. So that's clips _ GM for Googie Morning 092521. Now we create a new spreadsheet. We'll just copy the one that we did, so we keep the format. We'll duplicate it, move it to the left. We're going to rename this to 92521 GM for Googie Morning. Clear out all the previous timestamps. And import to our heart's content. Okay, Googie Morning markers. Gonna append them to the current sheet so we don't get rid of our headers. Go down to the next empty cell and import our single clip. And append it. Great. And we're gonna take all of these, copy them and paste them to the left so that they line up with the content there, and then we're going to sort this chronologically. All right, and let's move this back to where we had it, and then take our highlighter. Because now we have to use the Twitch interface, right? We were using... Dang it. We were using Premiere to do our heavy lifting before. Now we actually have to use the Twitch interface, and you'll get to see what this looks like. From the stuff that we clipped, let's think about the structure of the show. We probably had an introduction from Mr. Rude. He talked about "Don't drink that dance." That was a quote. That was pretty funny. His dream about the song. It was a song, but it was also, that's also like a quote that we can go to in the future. Singing and rhyming. I don't remember what that was. Okay. We had Janos. We had when Janos popped up. We had when Janos brought Grover out. We love a good dog. We had Premel. I feel like we're missing somebody in between. Janos was not the first guest. Or was she? That was a fun moment. Jen. And then test films. There was some good laughter in this part that I think. So I think we hit... Yeah, 1BBBR remembers Lindsay. The Lindsay hands coming in. So I think we start with like Mr. Rude giving context that it's like an art toilet episode, so that we know what to expect. And then we spend a little bit of time on every artist that was featured. Alright, let's get watching. We have a general idea of what we want to include. So let's actually take a look and see. we'll start watching the 3.5 minutes we have until we take our next break. Start with "Don't Drink That Dance."
That oh fuck it. I had a dream I was in a concrete version of the backyard of the house where I was a teenager. There was a party going on. I was looking out the window from my mother's bedroom, and I saw 4 people sitting in folding chairs and holding red cups. They were playing loud music and they were laughing together. And then one of them started to stand up. I said, "Don't drink that dance." That's what this person said. "Don't drink that dance. Don't drink out your head. Don't drink that dance." What? Forgot how to play guitar. I haven't picked up guitar since the last. Oh, don't drink that dance. Oh, why can't I do a D chord? Come on. There it is. Don't drink that dance. Don't drink that dance. Don't drink that dance. Please don't get sick all over the concrete version of the backyard where I used to live as a teenager. All right. A very good question was asked.
Is there? Let's see if there's more context that we can include.
Never again will I be able to stamp a stamp like this.
Oh, Lindsay. Oh, okay. Lindsay was the first guest from Binghamton. That's right. Thank you for jogging my memory.
Really valuable. You want to do whatever you want for next Meister postcard?
I made that exact same mistake backstage there. I saw the schedule, and I was just like, "Oh, Lindsay Primal's going to be showing artwork first." And no, it's a different Lindsay.
All right, here's
Sick.
Here's a song that came to me in a dream this morning. Is it a reggae song? Ska song? How's it go? 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if we're gonna use it, but we're gonna clip this. So.
Don't drink that dance. Don't drink the dance. Fruit logo on them too.
So start using our keyboard shortcuts here.
Yeah, probably have like. Let's go. Two dance. In a fight, loud music and they would dance. Don't drink that dance. Please, teenager. A very good question was asked.
Okay. Let's move on to. I don't remember what singing and rhyming was. That's another.
That probably makes more sense to say don't dance that drink. Now that I went for a walk today and I found in the tiny library on my block a miracle. Singing and rhyming.
Oh yeah, singing.
Look at these little Tintin characters and this doggy. Singing and rhyming. Can you believe it? What a fucking godsend, right? I can't read music, but luckily it has the little notes underneath. And I found this Swedish singing game. I guess I'm gonna try this Swedish. I flipped to a random page and I found a Swedish singing game called I See You. G C G D7G. Okay. I see you. I see you. Tra la 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 la. That's it. I see you. I see you. Tra la 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 la. You and me and wait no. You see me and I see you and you take me and I take you. What the fuck? You see me and I see you and you take me and
Just because I can't think of a use for it now doesn't mean I'll not think of a use for it later. So let's extend that clip out, or extend that previous thing out to include both of those. Good for now. Okay, now we have to find where Lindsay came in. Yeah. Oh, and when he puts the sick new sunglasses on. Wait. You know what? Oh, long break time. Long break time. Okay. This is probably going to be my opportunity for dinner, so before we continue going, we're going to take about a 20-minute break. I'm going to go off camera, attempt to acquire some pizza, and then we'll come back and we'll continue working on the Googie Morning segment of our weekly recaps. So, why don't we call it a solid half hour, right? Can't make a pizza in less than... Can't make a pizza in 20 minutes, right? Alright, it's literally just down the street from me, so I can just go pick it up. Go feed yourselves. We'll be back probably close to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, stay tuned. Whoa, surprise, we're back so soon. I took a look at my schedule, reminded myself that I promised I would drive somebody somewhere, so we're actually going to continue working for another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll probably break up the stream because I'll be absent from your screens for significantly longer than just 20 minutes. So if you got other stuff to do, go ahead. We'll be back later once we're done, or once I'm done and I've fed myself and returned. We'll come back and we'll continue working on the recap, but I am not holding you hostage by any means, so let's keep going, and then we'll take a substantially longer break. So okay, where did we leave off? Trying to find a good intro point for Googie Morning, and we've got some time left over from the Planet Scum segment. I want to say, if we measure this exactly, we got 11 seconds to spare that can be distributed throughout the other segments. So what we'll do is let's take a closer look. We're not clipping that anymore. Let's take a closer look at the beginning of this episode. I remember we were having some trouble at the top of this episode. What the heck? Oh, Twitch opened on my phone. Sorry about that.
Happy Saturday morning. Oh, fuck. What? Oh, yeah. Hey, good morning, it's Mr. Root. Ah, swish, swish, swish goes the brown water in the toilet. Got hair in my mouth. All right.
That's a pretty solid.
Doesn't coffee taste great in the Googie Morning mug? Can you believe it? Hey, this is Mr. Root's Art Toilet on Googie Morning on Planet Scum. It's confusing. You're probably here not for the first time, so you already know. But for people who maybe don't know, I'm Mr. Root. I'm like a billion years old, and I'm here to help people share their art. And you know, I say stuff, and then you say stuff, and then we all feel good. This show is on Planet Scum. It's a planet that's kept.
That's also good on point, but it's a little more on the nose. We kind of all know what Mr. Root's Art Toilet is. Where are we at? 6:45. We'll go back. That's when he's drinking. Put a new marker there.
Good morning, it's Mr. Root. Ah, swish, swish, swish goes the brown water in the toilet. Got hair in my mouth. All right.
That's.
Doesn't coffee taste great?
That's a more rude intro, so. I think I like that. Well, for posterity, we're going to include the rest of the description of the show. Right, because he goes more into depth as to what an art toilet is. If we ever need to use that in the future, we can come back to that clip. Now to find Lindsay. Lindsay from Binghamton.
No, he met a candy man one day, and to the pop point, no. Jess only knew one word. Jess said yes. So what's the moral of this story? I can't get into that.
Great timing,
Why was
Forrest,
the candy man
on
and
that.
throwing away this candy and popcorn? Maybe it was bad. Is this a happy ending that Jess said yes? She got all this free candy and popcorn. What if it was expired and bad? Give Jess the candy and popcorn. Why not? She deserves it. Thank you, Jess.
Jess deserves all the candy and popcorn.
Planet Scum.
And more. Hey, Mr. Rude, not to be rude, but we got some guests waiting.
That's not rude at all.
Hey, it's
This
me.
is what the show's really about. I'm gonna put this fucking thing down. Now I got two wet shirts. Okay? I don't want to complain too much. Here,
Oh, I
I'm gonna
really
get
gotta
this
cut back on
okay,
the
one sec.
compression.
Okay, for those joining for the first time, this is Mr. Root's art toilet. It's a toilet for art. We put the art in and then we flush it down.
My mic
We'll
sounds
talk
way
about it.
too.
All right, so
Sounds way too
we
radio
have a lot of
host
illustrious,
for
talented,
some of these
gifted
programs.
and generous artists joining us today, and so
Wait, I missed something.
for art, we put the art in and then we flush it down. We talk about it.
I like that intro better.
Toilet.
Hold on.
It's a toilet for art.
Wait.
Here. Now I got 2 wet shirts. Okay.
That's actually funnier out of context than him pulling a slightly damp shirt out of the hamper.
Now I got 2 wet shirts. Okay. I don't want to complain too much. Here, just bring in the guest as soon as I hang the shirt up perfectly. Okay, one sec. Okay, for those joining for the first time, this is Mr. Root's art toilet. It's a toilet for art. We put the art in and then we flush it down. We talk about it. All right, so
I like that. Actually, we'll probably keep it.
we have a lot of illustrious, talented, and gifted and generous artists joining us today, and so I think all that is left to do. Hold on. Is we have to talk to them. We must talk to the artists. So yes, can you help me with that next? Hello. Can I hear you? I don't know.
I don't think we need Lindsay's entire introduction. I think we can just continue. From our opening introduction into what she's doing for her segment. So we'll skip forward.
I do.
Hello, artist.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa. Wait, so do you tell the fellow Google Morning people what your art is and
Actually, let's start it there.
Like when I decide how to pick a thing, it's usually just like if the photographer took a really good shot. I have. Oh no, like I'm really invested in Finn Balor. Like I gotta do some deep diving. And so yeah, I just do a lot of portraits of wrestlers. Yeah, he is. He's beautiful. A lot of them are. Like, what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy.
It sells. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
wait, so,
yeah.
oh, sorry,
I think spending the prior night cutting together
all the beautiful people wrestling.
the new
And then what?
recaps graphics package
well,
while
it was
watching
18
old
versus
wrestling,
I
and then
recorded
this
local gameplay,
first
and I
segment
was like, oh my
coming
God, I
up
had just seen him, I think, for the
is
first
what
time on that-
contributed
the AEW, like, Battle
to
Royale
Monday's
thing. And I was like,
conversation
I
with
brought him a
Bryson
portrait.
about
He was
wrestling.
like so sweet
If
and
you
like
missed
so
that.
thankful. I was like, I'm going to make portraits for all of these wrestlers
I started
that I like.
watching
They're great.
AEW
Like,
for the first time.
And I think a couple months later, I got to go to a show that John Moxley was at. It was like a smaller one, so it wasn't like I had to fight a huge crowd or anything. There was a random meet and greet that happened like as I showed up to the venue, and I just like was the first one in line. And I was like, I don't want to take a picture. I just want to give you this big portrait. I had a dog collar portrait of him that was from like one of the CZW days. It was a tournament of death with Thumbtack Jack, and he was like, again, like so sweet and just like he was like, oh my God, this is fucking rad. I love this. This is rad as shit.
You get like a good reaction from the people that you portray. Can we see
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
your art?
thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I have a bunch of it sitting around with me. This one's actually like my pride and joy. It's one of Eddie Kingston and Cody Rhodes from when he was first on AEW. Here we have Black My Face. Yeah.
I like that. That's a great way to introduce the artwork. We'll say that was at 26 minutes, right? So we'll go 026.0. Whoops. 026.0. That's me making it, and it is Lindsay from Binghamton. Guest. Singing and rhyming was a moment. Was it laugh out loud funny? Probably not. Janos guest. Grover. Actually, I have a separate tag for pets. Premel guest. Three Hands funny. Jen was a guest. Test Films guest. So see how different this is as a collection of clips from this program to the next one, or from the previous one. Oh, we only got 4. Oh, we got 14. We got 14 minutes to go. We're gonna probably we're gonna stop at 5. Let's say like 10 minutes. We'll do about 10 more minutes. and then we'll take an extended break, and then we'll come back. I don't want to leave the stream running with like be right back on in case new people come on, because then they won't watch at all. We'll also see if we can get this up and running on Facebook Live, because it's not currently like restreaming to Facebook Live. We're only going to Twitch. We're also not going to YouTube, and unless I download the archive of this, and we're already approaching an Irishman plus. Right, an Irishman is 3 hours and 4 minutes? Yeah, we're already at an Irishman plus. Damn it. Now I have to check. I'm distracting myself. Irishman. Runtime, not length. We could get some unwanted results. 3 hours, 29 minutes. So we have not yet hit an Irishman. Let's see. Let's see. That's a great clip. Yeah, let's keep that. Let's keep that there.
Yeah, no, I love that too, man. I mean, yesterday he was the that rampage thing, that was great.
Oh my god, the New York show.
We'll just keep that length as is. I'm sure she continues on for a while. Right? There's Janos. So let's go pre-Janos. Let's just get the whole segment with Grover in it and everything, and we'll decide what we want later.
So I actually paid for the pattern, but then I had to print it out myself, and then buy all the supplies myself.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been really enjoying mostly lately, just because it's very relaxing. But I do make, like, I don't know, I have other things, and my own art, I guess, is like songs that I've written, I guess, perhaps. I don't know, I have a million things. I brought everything out so I could show you. Oh, I made this. Here, Grover, come here. I want my God to show you himself. This is kind of him. Grover, come here.
I love the amount of
Oh my gosh.
stuff that Janos had.
Okay, well, he's gone off somewhere apparently because he's barking. I don't know why he decided to leave. So this is
Okay,
him.
let's see the portrait
He
first.
looks like this, basically.
Yes, this is it.
I made this.
Grover
so
and the
thing
pillow
was, like,
together.
I made this as a kid. It's like a rug
Because that's
thing.
art
So it gives you all the
that
little
Janos made.
short strings like that long, and you kind of rug hook them through. There he is.
Grover's art.
No,
Oh my
come
god,
on,
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh wow, oh wow. Yeah.
Yes.
That's Grover.
Dog.
Here's my baby.
Put
Yeah.
the pillow.
So I made the pillow before I got
Side
him. It was
by
almost
side.
like manifesting. This is what I want in my future. I just have a dog that looks like that.
Kidding me?
Here.
Good. Wait, so
Yeah.
you got a picture of
So-
Grover and then?
No,
or-
so this came out of a kit, like again, sort of a paint by number kit that I got at the art store, and
then
then I got him, and I said, oh my God, it's him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You really did it.
Yeah. It really
That's
is
it.
like him.
That's the clip.
He seems psyched about it.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Let me see what else I got around here to show you.
Let's cut it there. All right. So much great art. Where's my Space Noodle shirt? I gotta find my Space Noodle shirt. Like the Scots would say. Would say. A little break. I think we got Premel. It's a new segment. And I know exactly where we want to go. Like, was that long before we got the hands?
This a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That was whose idea was that? That was one BBBR's idea. So we gotta get.
How do
do like a
Settings?
swipe do a swipe from the bottom of the screen up. Oh, that didn't work.
Whoops.
I have an older
All right,
phone.
I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna turn it right way around so I can do it. Sorry.
This is tech support on Googie Morning. We got a third hand. Holy moly, that was cool.
That was Lindsay Premel. All right, fine. We'll just go to settings.
This rules.
Stop it! I'm turning it down. Stop it!
Like what? Whoa. Okay.
Okay, now let's give this a shot.
Yes, much better. Amazing.
We gotta show
Okay.
the artwork.
Okay, there we go. Hey, you can
we
see
gotta
it.
show
Yeah.
the
So
Elena.
this, and I think I know Offbeat Valerie's in the chat, but this is Blogtoven's card that I'm working on right now.
Blogtoven.
All of the
So we don't have to worry.
line with the background
Let's
is
not worry too
listed
much
more-
about the introductory stuff. Let's get some more. Let's just cut that a little shorter. Come on, why can't I? What's the deal here? Come on. Oh no. Come on, Twitch, don't do this. There we go. This is the problem. This is like drafting an email directly into the email in your browser, like a really long email, and then you close the tab, or like, I mean, I guess it'll save it in drafts. This is like writing a long response in like a forum, right? A forum thread or something like that, and then you close the tab, or you know, you lose connection or something like that, and you lose all your work. This is like that, right? Because if Twitch freezes up on me, if I lose internet, if I close this tab by accident, although it'll warn me, it'll say, you know, just leave without saving changes. I'm in danger of losing all these points here, which is why having the master list up here also helps. That's good. Those are more of the community stuff. But let's find Elena. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, where the name is. And we'll see. Can I not make it that long? Oh yeah, and Elena's reaction to it has to be in there.
49. Very level. Support the
Okay, and then he's going to support the show and the next guest. Okay. All right. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to take a little bit of an extended break, go run some errands, grab some food. We'll be back probably like before 7 and continue on. Just in case people want to watch it. I gotta pick up the pace here because we gotta get this ready. I don't think it's gonna be ready before. Will it be ready before 8? Can we do it before 8? Probably. We're moving at a pretty brisk pace with Googie Morning. Either way, thanks for watching this long if you have been sticking around. Stay tuned. We'll probably start the stream up later. Bye.